This is NextGen Nexus, your premier source for next-generation technology insights.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at the Internet of Things.
IoT.
IoT, yeah, that's right.
That's it.
And more specifically, edge computing, which is something that I think is really, really fascinating. And it's kind of changing the world as we speak, but it's also something that I think a lot of people don't really understand.
Yeah, definitely. And it's something that's kind of, it's all around us.
It is.
But we don't really think about it. Our phones, our fridges, even our cars in some cases are all connected to the internet now.
Right. And they're all collecting data and sending data and all that kind of stuff. And that's where edge computing comes in.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we talk about all these devices being connected, but we don't always think about what that actually means. Like, how much data are we really talking about?
Right. It's easy to say, billions of devices, but what does that actually look like?
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, by 2025, we're looking at over 18.8 billion devices connected to the internet.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a 13% jump from just the year before.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, and it's only going to keep growing, and all of those devices are constantly sending information back and forth.
Okay, so just to be clear, we're talking about my smartwatch, my phone,
your laptop,
my laptop,
smart TVs.
Pretty
much anything that can connect to the internet is considered part of the IoT.
Okay, so that is a lot of devices, and all of them are sending data.
Right, and that data has to go somewhere, and for a long time, a lot of it has been going to the cloud, these massive data centers that store and process information.
Right, the cloud.
The cloud, exactly. But here's the thing, sending all that data to the cloud all the time, it can cause delays.
Oh, I see. Like when I try to stream a movie and it keeps buffering.
Exactly. That buffering that's caused by something called latency.
Latency.
Which is basically the time it takes for data to travel back and forth.
Okay.
And with billions of devices all trying to send data at once, things can get a little clogged up.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's kind of like a traffic jam, but for data.
Exactly. A data traffic jam. And that's where edge computing comes in.
Okay. So how does that solve the problem?
Well, instead of sending all the data to a faraway cloud, we can process some of it right there at the edge of the network, closer to where the device is.
So it's like having little mini data centers right there on the scene.
Precisely. And that can make a huge difference, especially for things that need to happen really quickly.
Okay, give me an example.
Sure. Imagine a self-driving car.
Okay.
It needs to make split-second decisions based on real-time data from its sensors.
Right, to avoid an accident or something.
Exactly. If it had to send that data all the way to the cloud and wait for a response, it would just take too long.
Right. It needs to react instantly, not wait for instructions from some server who knows how far away.
Exactly. And that's what edge computing allows it to do. Analyze the data and make decisions right there on the spot without the delay.
Okay, that makes sense. So in this case, edge computing is all about speed.
It definitely plays a big role. And it's not just about speed. Think about all the data that all these devices are generating.
Right. We were talking about billions of devices.
Billions of devices by 2027. Juniper Research estimates that roaming IoT connections alone will generate 1,100 petabytes of data.
1,100 petabytes. I don't even know what that means.
It's a lot. Let's just put it that way. Imagine trying to stream 165 million hours of 4K video.
Okay, now that's something I can understand. That is a lot of data.
That's how much data we're talking about. And trying to process all of that in the cloud, it would just be overwhelming.
So edge computing is like a way to manage all that data traffic, keep things running smoothly.
That's one way to think about it, but it's also much more than that. It's about unlocking a whole new world of possibilities for how we use this data.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me an example. How does this change the game?
So we were talking about all that data and how edge computing helps manage it all, but it also does so much more. Like we were talking about self-driving cars earlier.
Right.
But it goes way beyond that. Think about things like smart factories.
Oh, yeah. Those are getting pretty big now.
They are. And with edge computing sensors on the factory floor can actually analyze data in real time.
Real time. So like right as it's happening.
Exactly. And that means they can detect potential problems like before they even happen.
Oh, wow. So it's like predictive maintenance.
Exactly. It's like having a doctor who can constantly monitor your vital signs and catch any issues before they become serious problems.
That's pretty amazing. So we've got self-driving cars making decisions on the fly and factories that can predict when a machine's going to break down. What else you got?
Well, let's bring it a little closer to home. Let's talk about your smart home security system.
Okay. Now that's something I can relate to. Everyone's got one of those now.
Exactly. And with edge computing, your security system can actually be much more effective.
How so?
Well, imagine your security camera detects motion.
Okay.
Instead of sending the entire video feed to the cloud to be analyzed, edge computing allows the camera to analyze the footage right there on the spot.
Oh, I see. So it can figure out if it's just like a cat or something and not an actual intruder?
Exactly. And that means faster response times fewer false alarms and potentially even lower storage costs since you're not sending all that video data to the cloud.
Okay, so it's like having a little security guard right there in the camera.
Pretty much. And that brings us to a really important point. You know, we've been talking a lot about edge computing, but does that mean the cloud is going away?
That's a good question. Is it like a replacement?
Not really. It's more like they work together like a team.
Okay, so the cloud is still important.
Absolutely. The cloud is still the powerhouse for storing and processing massive amounts of data. It's just that edge computing takes on some of the, those tasks that need to happen really quickly or that are best handled closer to the source.
Okay, so edge computing is like the quick sinker.
Yeah.
And the cloud is like the big picture strategist.
That's a great way to put it. And together they can accomplish some pretty incredible things.
Like what?
Well, imagine smart cities that can instantly optimize traffic flow.
Okay.
Or healthcare providers that can monitor patients remotely with incredible accuracy. And even personalized experiences that are tailored to your specific needs, all thanks to the power of edge computing.
It sounds like edge computing is really the key to making all those futuristic scenarios we keep hearing about actually happen.
It's definitely a driving force. But of course, with any new technology, there are challenges to overcome.
Right, nothing's perfect. So what are some of the hurdles we need to clear when it comes to edge computing? All right, so we've talked about all the cool things edge computing can do, but I'm guessing it's not all sunshine and roses, right?
Well, there are always challenges with any new technology.
What are some of the things that could go wrong?
Security is a big one.
Security, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about billions of devices all connected to the internet.
Exactly. And each one of those devices is a potential entry point for hackers.
So it's like a massive target.
Pretty much. And we need to make sure we're protecting those devices just as well as we protect our computers and phones.
So stronger passwords, better encryption, things like that.
Exactly. We need to be really careful about how we're securing these devices and the data they're collecting.
Okay, so security is one big challenge.
What else? Interoperability is another one.
Interoperability, what does that mean?
It basically means making sure that all these different devices can actually talk to each other.
Oh, I see, because what good is a network of devices if they can't communicate?
Exactly. We need to make sure that devices from different manufacturers running different operating systems can all work together seamlessly.
So it's like we need a universal translator for the Internet of Things.
Pretty much. And that's not always easy.
Right, so security and making sure everything can talk to each other. What other hurdles are there?
Well, then there's the whole issue of managing all of this.
What do you mean?
As the number of devices grows, building and maintaining this vast network of edge infrastructure is going to be a huge task.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about the logistics of it all.
Exactly. We need to develop tools and systems to monitor these devices, deploy updates, troubleshoot problems, all of that.
And do it efficiently and cost effectively, I imagine.
Exactly. That's a big part of it.
Okay, so it sounds like edge computing is creating a whole new set of jobs for tech experts.
Definitely. But it's not just about the experts. It's going to impact all of us.
Okay. How so?
Well, for the average person, it means a world that's more responsive, more personalized, more convenient.
Give me an example.
Imagine a world where your home anticipates your needs. Your car navigates seamlessly through traffic. You have access to information and services that are tailored specifically to you.
It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie.
It kind of is, but it's becoming more and more real every day.
That's pretty exciting. But with all this data being collected and analyzed, are there privacy concerns we should be thinking about?
That's a really important point, and it's something we need to be very mindful of as we develop these technologies.
So it's not just about making things convenient, it's about making sure we're building a future where technology respects our privacy.
Exactly. We need to have clear rules about data collection, storage, and usage, and give individuals control over their own information.
So it's a balancing act between innovation and responsibility.
Absolutely. And that's where you come in as consumers. We have a voice in shaping how these technologies are developed and used.
So what can we do as individuals?
Stay informed, ask questions, make conscious choices about the devices and services you use.
So it's about being aware and making informed decisions.
Exactly, because ultimately the future of edge computing, the future of IoT is in our hands.
That's a powerful thought. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the explosive growth of the Internet of Things to the incredible potential of edge computing and some of the challenges we need to address along the way. But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought. As you go about your day surrounded by all these connected devices, remember that you're not just a passive observer, you have the power to shape this future. So think about it. What kind of world do you want to create? What role will you play in this exciting new era? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of edge computing and the future of IoT. Until next time, stay curious.